I have not seen that. Um, he's p I know he likes to have different teams that he plays for. Like, each season, he chooses a different team. Yeah, I don't think if he was the Giants, it was, like, season 3 or 2 or something. I mean, it would be one of those early seasons. I don't think he's been the Giant since I've been around. Nice Taco Bell ad. Mhm. So the one thing that, really stands out is just, um, Crazy's knowledge of the players and being able to draft players later than they typically would be drafted. Like Karen Donato in the 7th round, that is such a steal. Um, Yeah, I guess for just a quick note, since for those of you that are online only and do not know why we are talking so highly of Crazy, he is the one of the founders and the commissioner of the RBBL, the offline league. So he knows his stuff. He did win, I think, in season 6. Yeah, season 6 he won. Seasons and it's starting to get to the point with online where the numbers are getting closer to like where I started. So now like if you say like like next season's gonna be season 6 and I joined the RBPL server when season 6 was like in the playoffs. So like now when someone says like season 6 or season 7, it's gonna be like, wait, what are you talking about now? So, but that's beside the point. And Crazy likes to hit home runs. Well, you don't have to. Yeah, Kathy Wolf and Loba are pretty synonymous when it comes to especially the online league. Um, but I won't since don't want to give away exactly what you're gonna do. Let me give my guess about what you're gonna do. My guess is that Kathy is gonna play catcher. Um, Mike's probably gonna be first base. Um, Daryl's probably gonna be in the outfield. You're probably gonna have either Amir or Diana at pitcher and the other at second. You do have a lot of arms. Because with being Calf, your first 3 picks are all really good arms, and then you got Trent that also has a really good arm. So if you really wanted to, you could have a pretty nasty infield. So that's kind of what stands out to me. And you have enough pitching, I believe, between Diana. Yeah, that's what I would. Hmm. Oh yeah, for sure. Not Betty. I Yeah, that though it does seem really weird seeing Barry Bonds on the Padres. I mean, that's not as weird because he was a Pirate. Yeah, a little bit different because Barry Bonds played a lot of years and Pittsburgh was his first team. So, but yeah, it'll be interesting to see because most people do not play Barry Bonds like Barry Bonds should be played. So a lot of people will say that Bonds' teams are cursed or whatever. So we'll see if Barry Bonds is played like the game actually depicts Barry Bonds as, or if they play Barry Bonds like he has 100 power. Hmm. It does seem a little bit slow, other than Bonds and Benson. So, I mean, defensively, you're gonna have to have somebody slow in the outfield, so makes sense that they chose Parks. And one thing that was different is that there was not any limit on the fields, is that you could pick whatever field you wanted without any limit. Yeah, I like a lot of these players. Defense, like I think this is one of the teams that's pretty well rounded and pretty much could do most things with this team. Um, your speed is a little top heavy. I mean, your last picks are a little bit slower. But they are good defensive, either good defensive pieces or really good pitchers. So you have the pitching depth between Chad, Julie, and Nomar. And even Ingrid has a couple pitches that could be nice. So definitely going to be fine with pitching. Um, you might want to not. I mean, I guess the one thing is like all the people that can pitch, you might not necessarily want them to be pitching because they have value in other positions. So it'll be interesting to see how they uh wrap that into their game plan.
You want to know something funny, Nate?
Always down for something funny.
I was muted for this up until like 10 seconds ago. The stream could not hear a god dang word I said. All right, so let me just go ahead and recap. This is crazy. He's got a pretty power-based team. This is me. I got 2 good pitchers, but I'm not going to spoil anything else. This is Axel. He's got a good power team, and he's playing at Park. So again, another power-heavy team. We are in the middle of looking at Yo Deck and the Blue Jays. This is a great stream. You can tell that I was very prepared for this.
LOL.
Yes, but you heard Nate's comments. I'm going to quickly state what I was going to say, and this is say that this is kind of like my first team. It had Dunkel, Smith, and Young. Smith and Young are both all around decent players. Nomar's definitely great on defense. So is Dan. Immediately, I can tell this is good. I feel like hopefully this is going to be a contact and speed based team with how big the stadium is, and there only being Julie, Nomar, and Stan to try and hit the ball out. But we'll see. We'll see what happens, I would say.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing for them is going to be the how are they going to on the AI defense? How are they going to make the puzzle work?
Mm-hmm. HC3 immediately saying that this team may not score very much. So Yo Deck, if that's your inspiration for the season, and if not, it's your inspiration to trade for someone faster halfway through the season. All right, going to Leon with the Dodgers, and if this is not the most, if you thought that Barry Bonds on the Padres was weird, try Derek Jeter on the Dodgers. That is a very weird thing to say, although very much not out of the questions for Yankees to go to the Dodgers. It's very up in the air whether or not Juan Soto is going to stay with the Yankees, I heard. But enough talk about real baseball. We're here for the fun backyard baseball. So we got Jeter, Davey Marion, Mandy Coolidge, Barbara Jones, Fabian Callahan, Luann Louis, Laurel Kaye, Dominique Lowe, and Cindy Chang. Another pretty fast team. Jeter, Marion, Luann Louis, Cindy Chang, of course. Speedsters all around. We do have a couple of power bats in Marion Coolidge and Callahan. The issue with Callahan is that she is slow, very slow, so she better be hitting nothing but bombs this season. Other than that, pretty solid defense. I mean, sans Louis was pretty solid defense.
Yeah, I think you have to have. I think probably the plan is to have Luann pitch, at least starting. And then I guess the other thing, then again, you do have Mandy, that's probably better than Luann, and especially with 83 stamina. So I guess the thing is you gotta hide Luann and Fabian somewhat. So that might be something to pay attention to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
But You have two really good power hitters, and you have three really good contact bats. So for your top five, so I think
Mm-hmm.
this team should be able to put up at least a few runs a game.
For certain. Now we go to Clanky's mom, and we have our first backyard team of
And
the
for the
league.
record, this is not Uria.
Yes,
This is not Uria's mom.
Nope. This is not Uria's mom. It's not Clanky's mom. It's not Uria's dad either. But no, we got another big city stadium team. We have Susan Gore, who is the Ken Griffey Jr. clone, leading things off. And then immediately following, we have what I think is one of the better players in the game, Kenny Lofton, the absolute speed racer that he is. We got Anna Goudreau, Grace Tipton, Jillian Payne, Frankie Holly, Adam Van Doren, Colin Klinkner, and George Coleman. With this team, I see a lot of speed. The bats are also there. The contact is also, well, contact's not great. It's not the best. My guess is they're probably going to have, I want to say Tipton, or are they going to use George Coleman and use that slow ball? Because chances are he only drafted Coleman for that slow ball.
The one thing would be with the repeat pitch buff, that might be something that plays into it. Now, how much people are going to stay away from that, it's going to be something that I think we're all going to learn as the season goes on.
Yeah.
So I know that was Coleman was a really big pitcher because of that slow ball, but we'll see to what extent George and those one pitch specialists will be able to perform this season. But I think, like you said, Kenny in the second round is a big steal. I really like the 1-2 punch of Gore and Lofton, because you got a really good speedster and defensive piece, and then you got a really good offensive.
Really, a good 1-2-3 is lead Grace Tipton off, then get Kenny Lofton on bases after her, or lead Lofton off again, then get Grace Tipton on. Either or, because if Tipton gets out, then Lofton's still on second no matter what, and then Susan Gore can just come and snap that ball out of here. I also love the defense on this team as well.
Intentionally walked.
Yeah, that too. We got now the Texas Rangers, and former Ranger himself, Sammy Sosa, leads things off for these guys. Then we got the the classic Big Glasses trio. The classic Big Glasses duo of Lisa Crockett and Jorge Garcia. Lisa Crockett in the second round. Let's stop for a second.
Wait, what?
This can't be right. Can it? Was she taken in the second round? Let me look.
Is
the draft
make sense?
Hold on, let me look at channels and roles real quick. Want to make sure that I'm not freaking out when I saw this draft here. Draft SEL draft. Did they get rid of those channels?
No, it's in the resources.
Okay, let me look in resources real quick. Let me look in. Okay, resources. Yep, there it is. Draft sheets, Super Duper League. We scroll on down. No, it looks like it's possible he probably got.
If you go to player draft, you'll have the list.
Okay, there weren't too many trades, and if they were, Twifter was responsible for them. Player draft, round 2. Yeah, Crockett with pick number 46.
Yeah, this is a lot of reaches.
Mm-hmm.
The second through fourth is like at least a round early.
Yeah.
Especially when your home field is Ekman and not Steele.
Yeah, that was unfortunate. Especially, I don't know how well Crud knows the knows the game or knows how it works, but he would definitely have benefited from having Steel Stadium be his home field rather than Ekman. Regardless, he's got Garcia. Garcia, I would say, is easily a better player than Crockett, so that's definitely has that going for him. And he's got Isabella Morelli as well. Steele is a good first baseman regardless. Everything else, though, I'm just a little worried. Sosa, Crockett, Garcia, Steele, Morelli, Gwynn, Mariano Ralph, Felix Grant, decent contact there, and Rosanna Phelps, decent defense there. But yeah, plenty of reaches. I do not see them doing that well, but who knows? Who knows what'll happen? I say definitely take advantage of take advantage of the trade deadline halfway through the season for certain. That is not me being like, ho, have fun trading people. No, I'm being like, if you want to win games, you gotta get some. You gotta figure something out.
The one thing is they do have a lot of height, and height is usually something that people want. So
this is true. Crockett, Garcia, and Steele, all quite tall. And Gwynn's a good contact hitter. Ralph is decent with the bat. Morelli is also decent with the bat. Just make sure you hit line drive with her because her contact's only 24. And of course, he's got Sosa, so who knows? Maybe Sosa will lead him to the promised land. We got real Trey 19 now with the Phillies. And here we got some power. We got some more power for certain with the first 5 picks, even if if you want to take advantage of that center field, just have Dimitri just hit it center field every time and you should be good. But Leo Wayne, Mikey Thomas, K. O'Toole, Veronica Lee, Dimitri Petrovich, Nan, Porter, Annie Frazier, Artie Pimpleton, and Reese Worthington. Annie Frazier is known to hit the ball well, just not far. Fast enough that she can get to first if she sprints. Worthington is also the same guy. Hit the ball not far, get there if he sprints. Offensively, pretty freaking good. Defensively, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 really great arms. Mikey Thomas is a 4, Nan Porter is a 5, but everyone else is 6 or 7 speed, which is definitely really great. My guess is Porter's gonna pitch. Or Leah Wayne, honestly.
Porter or Leah. But I think you gotta start Nan.
Mm-hmm.
Also Artie in round 8. Love that value right there.
Mm-hmm.
Artie and Arlene are underrated in my opinion.
Gotcha.
So yeah, I like that value. I think with the pitching, I think that Nan and Kurt are slightly better than they usually are. The only thing is that you pretty much get nothing from them offensively. Dimitri is one of those players that if you can figure them out, can do pretty well. So I think that this team has a shot if they can figure out how to use the backyard kids well. I think that's the key to this team is can they figure out the backyard kids.
All right, let's move on to Parker Jack, who's got the Tigers. We've got Zenon Estrada, Ahmed Khan. Oh boy, we've got a bunch of power bats. Really wants to hit the ball over that short left field fence. But yeah, we got Estrada, Khan, Beatty, Lena Ang, Molly May, Jason Jambi, Derek McCattery, Murray Goldman, Olive Hussein, Nate. Tell them about this wonderful team while I take a quick breather.
So yeah, you mentioned that you got good power in the first 3. The one thing that kind of stands out is why are you picking Giambi in the 6th round? That seems like a little bit of a stretch, but I mean, maybe you wanted the height and the height was going early, so that's the only thing I can think of, but still, round 6 seems a little bit early for that. I'm assuming that Beatty's going to pitch since he's one of the best pitchers in the league. You got Murray and Lena that has really good arms. Olive is a really solid all-around player for round 9. Derek, you might have been able to get I mean, that was a good defensive. That's more of a defensive and pitching pick, but I think he might have been able to get a better value there in round 7 instead of Derek, because 100 stamina, BD, you're probably not going to need much of a backup for pitching, and Giambi can fill that role since if you did want that. But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of power at Parks. This team is going to hit home runs and hope BD can hold them down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, having Beatty on the hill will definitely help these Tigers. Once again, we're at Playground Commons. This time, Rove Nami and the Mighty Hornets. And Rove decided to go with the people's choice and pick Pablo Sanchez in round 1. Hey, I don't blame him. I do not blame him whatsoever. We got Claudia. Second round, we got Zoe Mallory, Rachel LaBuena, Jordan Thorner, Joe Eliminati, Perry Marks, Ricky Johnson, Gretchen Hasselhoff, round 9. We'll say, Gretchen Hasselhoff. I'm going to sound like CRK here because I'm playing devil's advocate for one of the worst players in the game. You get her on, if you hit the ball like in the right place in the infield, she can make it to first base, which will definitely help if you put her like either 2nd or 8th in the lineup. Other than
that is for sure. Though this A plus because it has Rachel Blana on it, so have three actually like 4 really good power hitters: Perry, Joella, Rachel, and Pablo. So they got to hit some home runs. They got a few defensive pieces in Ricky, Claudia, Zoe. I guess the one thing that's really lacking is pitching. I mean,
Perry's got a good slow ball, but that's all he's really got. Pablo's got a good fastball. That's all he's really got. Hasselhoff's got 2 good dual hooks. It's just her arm really keeps her from like staying on the mound. It's like, what if someone's coming home, you know?
Yeah. So I think that's the main weakness on this team is the lack of pitching. But you got a lot of good offensive pieces. You got some speed for people to get on base, and you got the power just to drive them in. So if you can score a bunch of runs, this team could do pretty well, I think.
For certain. We got Twifty, we got the Mariners, and we have a bunch of trades to talk about. So, immediately, I'm going to go to trades real quick. Look at these trades. Look at all these trades. Twifty responsible for all of these things. Twifty got in these trades Jane Davis, Sonia Hagen, Uma Morris, Wally Evans, Pamela Kirkos, Donald Vogel, Tracy Hoban, Tiffany Bodsworth, and then later he dropped Vanessa Goodman for Johnny Omar. I love Davis. Davis is always a good pick. You just got to make sure to put her in the right place in the field, because I will never forget doing comms for pretty much Killer Bet's entire season 2 playoff run and seeing Jane Davis absolutely blow it at first base. Do not ever put Jane Davis at first base. She will drop the ball a lot. But Uma Morris, Sonia Hagen, this is a solid, I would say this is a solid all-around team. Got a bunch of arm strength, especially near the middle of the drafts as well. I can see Tracy or Tiffany Honestly, Tiffany probably going to start on the mound.
Tracy is probably going to be catcher. Um, it does have the fun factor in Jomar, so shout out to Jomar,
Mm-hmm.
wherever Jomar may be.
Living his best
A
life.
lot of a lot of like um middle contact kind of get on base types of Wally and Pamela and Sonia.
Mm-hmm.
Jane's the really only I guess Jane and Uma are the two power hitters on this team. Um I think this team does have some was trying to be somewhat well-rounded, but just wasn't well-rounded enough. But I think it's still a solid team, and I like all the trades. I think especially I think this is gonna be HCII's favorite team because they made all the trades. So got that going for him.
Awesome. We are going to round out this. What is the name of this? What is the name of this? The Backyard Division with Matt 95 and the Montreal Expos, the Washington Nationals, if you may. Lindsey Felgate, good choice for pick number 1. Barry Larkin, solid defense in pick number 2. Brenda Marquardt, Meyer Woodruff, Wendy Parsons, Wing Kwan, Melissa Waters, Brett Olson, and Chris Milton. A lot to say about this one. Brett Olson, solid, just get on first base pick. Milton, probably going to be the pitcher. Good fastball, good left hook. Wendy Parsons also is pretty good pitching stats, but Stamina's really going to mess with a lot of players on this team. Meyer Woodruff does not have great stamina, neither does Larkin, neither does Wing Kwan. But I feel like with the speed and with them being on cement gardens, that definitely might help him out.
Yeah, I guess the one question I'm kind of seeing is like I guess no, it's probably Melissa Waters playing first base. So I was thinking who plays first base, and then because all the other height that you have, you probably don't want at first base. So yeah, it's probably Melissa. But yeah, I like the first I like most of these picks except for Brett Olson. But Brett Olson could be
I
a
think Brett
nice
Olson
defensive
can
piece late.
be utilized quite well, actually, as long as you, like, at the very least, know where to put him on defense and know what he has to do on offense, which is just basically hit a grounder, get on base, which shouldn't be too hard on cement.
Yeah, I'm just biased against Brett Olson.
I forgot about that. All right, moving to the front yard division. Kid
No,
Trunks. Oh, sorry. Go on.
yeah, I guess one other thing, I think Brett Olson in all reality is not that bad. It's just that it takes more of an experienced coach to use Brett Olson properly.
Gotcha. Well, let's go now to the front yard division. Immediately, we got Jay Green, one of the better top 5 players in the game, definitely. Definitely has a huge bat. But then we got Dawson, Valentino, Middleton, Robinson, Singh, Stefano, Quinn, and Andres Ibsen. This is Kid Trunks. I have yet to figure out Andres Ibsen, to be honest. He's the Ekman clone, so like you immediately think, oh, Ekman's got a little bit of pop in her bat. Let's use power because he's not fast enough to get on base with a line drive. Still just straight up don't know how to utilize that the right way. But other than that, got another Parks Department field number 2. So with Green, Valentino, Dawson, Middleton, I see a bunch of homers for this guy as well.
Yeah, I think Middleton is gonna be one of the key players as kind of like a roadmap of how this team is going to perform, at least offensively. If Middleton has a really good season, then I think this team is going to do really well. And if Middleton does not do that great, I think that this team might struggle a little bit.
No pressure to Samuel Middleton
But
whatsoever.
I do like the first three.
Yeah. All solid picks. Good bats, good speed, and good arms. Kid Trunk's definitely looking to be a front runner in the front yard league. But the blue wombats that are so blue, the text is actually kind of hard to read. But Don Cozart. Don Cozart, really? Is she the Lofton clone? Like,
Yes.
okay. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense, actually. Then we got Tanya Let's Go, the Canseco clone, and we got Stuart Sullivan, Speedster legend, Kristen Sullivan, Tanya Uchida, Rafael Hendricks, someone who can hit the ball quite well. I feel like if Maddock wasn't playing on some Gardens, Rafael would be a lot more feasible. But we get rounded off with Franklin, Palmer, and Nunez. How fast is this team? Got an average of 6. Stuart Sullivan's on this team. But no one... Okay, Don Cozart's also on this team. So, 2 speedsters. 2, like, legitimate speedsters. But you only have Lesko and Hendricks to kind of hit him all in. And really with this field, you kind of just have to hope that you can be lucky and hit the ball to the left field gap, because if you're smart, you're pitching to make them hit it to the building every single time.
Yeah, I think that with this field, I don't know if Rafa was the best pick there. But other than that, I think this team is really solid for utilizing their home field.
You can definitely tell Rafael will have fun with the away games, that's for certain. We got the Athletics now. Can't wait to fly. I can't wait either.
Now with some text we can actually read.
Yeah, thank goodness. Yellow on green works very well. Marcellus Marks, Jose Canseco, Larry Walker, Lance Lambert, Parker Collum. Love me some Parker Collum. Angela Del Vecchio, Ronnie Dobbs, Aaron Harris, and Marky Dubois. With Online League, you really have no choice but to put Angela on the mound. I mean, that's just... What are you doing if you're not putting him on the mound? And... Well, they have... Marky Dubois is also a huge pitcher as well, even though he has really 2 good pitches in that left hook and that fastball. I'm trying to figure... The main question is, which one is he going to pick? But other than that, another Parks Field, another...
I think you have to... Yeah, I think you have to do Angela, because Marky you can place at first base and has defensive value because of his height.
Yep. Nope, you're right.
Angela is just... If Angela's not pitching, what is Angela really doing?
Mm-hmm. Good point. Well, there's another Parks team, homers. And you see all the power on this team. My goodness. Really, the only people who you would have to hit line drive in the right place to get it over would be Aaron and Marky, but the rest of them should not be hard to hit one out.
Yeah, I think it's clear to see what this team is trying to do is hit some home runs.
Mm-hmm.
It's like that meme from that little league guy that said I hit dingers. That's this team.
Mm-hmm. 4-6. Yeah. What was his name? Big Al, whatever his name was. Yeah. I remember this. Oh, these are 2 wonderful colors. Oh, yeah. Pink on green. Well, it's pink, so you know exactly who's on this team. It's Maria Luna. We also have Zena Fromm, easily my biggest nemesis in this game, because every time I play against her, she hits one off my pitchers, and it's not fun whatsoever. But Rodriguez, Green, Whitaker, Bennett, Chin, Riley, Meisenheimer.
What's the opposite of Dr. Pepper?
It's the opposite of Dr. Pepper? Mr. Pitt.
Yeah. So I think they must be giving Xena Mr. Pibb,
Xena
and that's why she's doing so
and
well.
Xenon. Xena and
Yes,
Xenon. Okay.
yes. Well, because Chico has
Because Chico has a Dr. Pepper, yeah.
so and if they're doing really well against you, it has to be the competitor of
That has to
Dr.
be it.
Pepper.
That has to be it. It all makes sense now. Well, these guys definitely immediately they have boosted Maria Luna, so that helps. Good defense in Rodriguez and Green. Decent all aroundness, just in general. Defense, I'm trying to figure out where you put Ramona and where you put Nancy. Like, obviously, you put one right, one at second, but then you have Jose. Oh, the coordination on Jose is actually not that bad. I say maybe put him at first. I don't know. Is good hitters on his team nonetheless.
Yeah, I think that's gonna be the biggest because I guess you could have Jose pitching, but his he's not gonna last the entire game.
He's not gonna last
So
three innings.
So I think you're gonna have to have Maria pitch at least at some point during the game. You're not gonna get through many games without. I guess you could have Ramona pitch, but I think Ramona has good speed, so you probably want Ramona in the outfield.
For certain. Yeah, definitely Ramona in the outfield with, I want to say, Green and maybe Fromm. No, you got to put your 7 speeds out there. At least one of them. And then put the other one at short. That's what I'm thinking. We got Zyrbox in the Yankees. And here is where we find Henri Deschamps and Maynard McElroy. So, oh my goodness, wow. Look at those first 4 picks. 9, 8, 8, 9. That is some huge speed right there. In the Super Colossal Dome, no less. So if you hit one in the gap, your kid's got to go to third, probably. But Diaz, Basanti, Vega, Herrera, and Abuanza. Trying to wrap my head around some of these picks. The 6 speeds, they can all definitely get on base if they hit it in the right spot. Terry's just got to shoot for the moon every time he's up with that 4 speed. Super Colossal Dome, obviously, huge outfield, so it's good that we have both Terry and Henri to have the best chances of hitting the ball out, because the rest of them, not really the best chance at all.
Yeah, this team is I don't know if like Colossal Dome was the best. What do you think about this team for dirt yards?
Dirt yards, this would be a good team for certain, or even TCA for that matter.
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm thinking. I think this team is a good team, just not the right field.
With all these Super Duper League, you're going to have a few experienced players, some who are experienced but haven't played online that much before, some players who honestly play the game for fun and don't really know the meta that well. But then you're going to have some other people who are just picking what they like and just seeing if it works. 7 out of 10 times that's not going to work the best. But we'll see. I mean, he's got Henri, so anything can happen, I'd say. How about Jibbers and Baltimore Orioles? Oh boy, we've got a Sandy Flats.
Let the conspiracy theories begin.
He's got both Webbers. He's got Libby, Amanda, Sarah Maxwell. Obviously, you're going to start Amanda Hellerman on the mound. I mean, there's no question about that. Amanda Hellerman, fun fact, she's on the Orioles. The series that made her famous, she was on the Mariners. I'm never going to shut up about the season 2 playoffs. I really am not. That was just something special. But
Oh, that definitely was. And then yeah, I remember that World Series with if you and Shine Bloom doing that. That was something special.
that was just a fun series to watch. It was the two, one of the best offenses versus one of the best defenses. That was just classic stuff. I hope Shine Bloom's doing good, whatever the heck he's doing now. Continuing though, Raquel Cullen, Ruth Prout, Dominic Hoskins, Matthew LaCruz. It seems like a decent ragtag team of players. The only issue is, why are they on Sandy Flats? Libby is not going to get a hit if she doesn't hit it far at all. Amanda's Raquel, Dominic, Mac. I don't know what's going to happen here. They just got to hope to God that they hit it past the infield and just see what happens there.
Yeah, not a whole lot of speed for Sandy, but I think they must be picking Sandy either because they just really, really like Sandy, or they're just trying to make everyone's lives miserable.
Could be.
With Hellerman at Sandy, though, this could be. They might be trying to go for like a speed defense, but they don't even have much speed though. So our pitching defense hit one over the log.
Well, who are they going to have at catcher though? Because Sarah Maxwell, I'd see her do better in the outfield, but you don't really have anyone with more than 80 arm other than the Weber twins. And you'd need the both of them at second, at a short and third.
Unless they're going to be doing the unthinkable and have Dominic pitch and have Amanda at catcher or something.
Interesting thought.
Don't know if they would do it, but that's like the only thing I can remotely think of that could make some sort of sense. But why would you want Amanda to not pitch?
Yeah, exactly. Unless you're Rajas or whoever said that Randy Johnson was a power hitter.
Oh, that was Schlim.
That's right. Yeah, Schlim said that. We're almost wrapping up here. We got 6 more teams left. Let's go ahead and pick things up real quick because it is getting late. I got work in the morning. We got Pete Wheeler, Juan Gonzalez, Mr. Clanky, Jim Kiley, Vicky Kawaguchi, Vincent Sweet, Stephanie Morgan, Kenny Kawaguchi, Esther French by Wheelie Fan, Mr. Thirth himself. Solid picks here and there for certain. You definitely need speed at Ekman. He's got that with Wheeler and Gonzalez and Vicky as well. A good Mod Podge of the well, actually there's only three generic players on this team. What with what's familiar with him. But hey, Wheelie Fan got Pete Wheeler, so like that's a win in my book.
Yeah, I guess some of the picks are kind of early. Like if Vicky and Vincent seem really early to me. Probably could have got a lot better value in the middle rounds there. The first 3 picks, not too shabby. I like Pete and Juan. Clanky is interesting because Clanky can't pitch.
Yeah, just look at those stats too. Those pitching stats are beautiful. Too good for this league. So he's probably going to end up either at first or with that arm. He might even be catcher. But Jim is also a good option for catcher as well.
Yeah. So it'll be really interesting to see. I mean, you do have Pete Wheeler, and I guess the other question is, their really only power is Clanky and Mr. Salsa himself.
Yeah, I mean, Pete can hit it out, but like, yeah, honestly, he's better for getting on base quick, him being quite literally the fastest player in the game. So we'll definitely see how that turns out. Now we got Red Sox 69-420, Gee Willikers, I wonder which team this is. It's the Red Sox. And a very interesting move here. Famous move by Red Sox fan. Nothing but pro players for the first 6 rounds. And then he just kind of went with the best player from available for the last 3 rounds as well. So we got Griffey, Cal, Mo, Jeremy Burnett, Carlos Beltran, Kurt Schilling, who's probably going to pitch, Paco Kaufman, PJ Sarif, and Gail Weineman. I hope Red Sox fan knows. I hope he's aware that it's a bit and he doesn't genuinely believe that having the most pros on his team will immediately make him the best player in the game, because it just straight up won't. Like Beltran, he's great on defense and everything, but he does not hit like Beltran did in real life.
Beltran in this game is like the definition of a mid player.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess the other thing is, who is playing catcher on this team?
God, no, you're right. If he puts Schilling at catcher, who would be pitching? That's my question.
Paco?
I was going to say Gale.
Or Gale? Yeah.
I don't know.
I've seen people pitch with Mo. I have seen that.
True. People have pitched with Mo before. So really it's a matter of figure out which players belong where and just go from there. And have fun at the trade deadline, because buddy oh pal, man cannot live on the pros alone, for certain. We got Mike Dawson. We got the Devil Rays. This is a solid group. Mondesi, Phillips, Delvecchio, Carter, Kinghorn, Baco, Souffle, Tollefson, and Lint. We're back at Playground Commons. And we got a couple of power hitters in Mondesi and Phillips. Mondesi is just great all around. Like, if this were Mario Superstar Baseball, I think Viral Mondesi would be the closest thing to Super Mario, in my opinion. Obviously put Tony at catcher. My guess is that Stevie's gonna pitch.
Either that or Carter.
Yeah, that too. Good arms all around, except for Olga. But like, other than that, I see this is a pretty solid defense and pretty solid offense. I feel like Mike Dawson has a pretty good chance of taking some names in the front yard division.
Yeah, especially with some of the other teams in this side of the league not having or not being the best or the most well-rounded. I think that this team could do pretty well. Possible playoff team.
Very possible for this team to make the playoffs. We got Ryan R. and the Twins. Again, Playground Commons. We got the Randy Johnson in the first round, followed by Walker clone Emily Lubel. We got Chipper Jones, Jeff Bagwell, Jason Kendall, Randy Uno, Billie Jean Blackwood, Bobby Bullgreen, Hannah Peavy. Put Billie Jean at first, obviously. Kendall and Bagwell. One of two things is going to happen. Obviously, Kendall does not have the arm to go to catcher immediately, so Bagwell's probably going to have to go to catcher. And then Kendall is probably best either at short or in the outfield. Chipper Jones has got to be in the outfield for certain. Randy Uno, maybe put her at third.
Yeah, Randy at third. I like that.
Mm-hmm. And throw Hannah Peavy at second. No, I don't know. Bobby and Frick, I don't know what to do. Yeah. Put Hannah Peavy at left then? Because of that short field, perhaps?
Yeah, at home maybe that would work, but I guess on the road.
On the road is going to be a problem. Yeah.
Yeah, you might have to have some musical chairs on the road. Or, I mean, honestly, the best defensive setup is going to have Bobby on the mound, but that's stupid when you have Randy Johnson.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right, we got 2 teams left. we got our Tin Can Alley team of the Florida Marlins. And this is Marilyn McDonald, Frank Thomas, Mark McGuire, Marty Cordova, Nicky Winston, Petra Chekhov, Kimi Ekman, Chico Adachi, and Ryan Vanderhoek. Ekman is not at Ekman Acres, and Steele is not at Steele Stadium. Very interesting move. But putting Frank Thomas on the mound is a must here. Putting Ryan at catcher is also a must here. Putting Kimmy at probably short or third, probably good. Putting Mark at first is also a must. I'd say Marty is probably the best shortstop option. No, what am I saying? Marilyn McDonald's right there. Or, I've seen people play Jeter in the outfield before, so who knows? But also,
the thing. You won't have to have a center fielder. But I guess the one thing is that this team has a lot of arms.
Mm-hmm. Plenty.
So
whatever arms they don't have, they make up for with their bat.
Yeah. Yeah, and the only spots that don't have an arm would be second and first base.
Mm-hmm.
For Mark and for Petra.
Easy.
So
as soon as these guys
got a lot of power to hit the wall.
Mm-hmm. The only ones who will definitely make it over the wall are Mark and Petra, but other than that, once these guys are on the road, they'll have a blast hitting them out for certain.
Not that fast. That's the one thing I would say about this team is that they don't have a lot of speed, but they have lots of arms, so maybe they could trade either Machiko or Kimi for someone that has some speed, like a Paco type or something.
That does sound like a good game plan. And finally, we've reached the end of our what I thought was going to be a 30-minute preview. Turned out to be an hour, but it's okay.
An hour? That's flying for one of these.
That's good. That's good. Good to know. All right, Frosted Donut. Jessica Wasser-Sass. This team's got the Sally Dobbs. And we got Debbie Nagasawa, one of the better hitters in the game. Tim Younger, Ivan Rodriguez, Gary Allen, Jerry Mahoney, Mickey O'Connor, Chucky Flinder. This is at Parks Department Field number 2. So Jessica, Sally, Debbie, and Gary. Doesn't take much to guess what their job is going to be. As for everyone else, obviously, start Jerry on the mound. Like even though his stamina ain't great, all of his pitches are pretty solid for the first third of his juice box. Or Chucky, for that matter, and put Jerry at second.
I think between the two of them, they can do pretty well. And if you need somebody else to come in, then you can either have Ivan or Sally come in to finish it off.
A bunch of good arms in the beginning, not so much at the end. Very decently slow team. 1.7 speed and a bunch of 6 and 5 speeds. So power.
But you got players that can hit home runs.
Power
and it is at Parks.
Yeah, power will definitely be Donut's friend. Well, we're gonna take this back to the standings real quick. Do that, and from here, I'm just gonna make a few predictions, and I want to hear your predictions following. So, for Backyard Division, I see... Honest to God, I do see Crazy making it pretty far in the Backyard Division. I want to say Mike Dawson is going to be good, or Kid Trunks in the Front Yard Division as well. There was another team in the Backyard Division. I don't know who it was, and I don't want to say myself. So, I think it was... honestly, I would not be surprised if Real Trey did some damage. Well, those are my picks. I'm not going to say who's going to win the league just yet because it's way too early for that.
Yeah, I think for those of us that have been around, I think most people are gonna predict crazy to win the league, but um even with the Super Duper League last season, we kind of thought that certain players were gonna run away with it, and there were some surprises that we were not expecting that gave people a run for their money. So don't know if there's gonna be any surprises, um, but I think all the betting lines might be doing crazy eights or the field.
Mm-hmm.
But there is definitely some good teams in here, and I think it's hard with how many new players that we don't know. We can't base off of like there's no track record to go off of. It's hard to make a real prediction without seeing a few games under our belt and seeing how the coaches are gonna do. But there should be a lot of fun games, and since we have 4 leagues now, there should be a lot of games going on each week, and hopefully we'll be able to at least have a couple of these games in the Super Duper League shown on the Twitch channel.
We'll see what happens. Well, folks, the schedule has dropped today, so games will probably start happening this week. So stay tuned to see the first match of the week of the year. But until then, we will see you later on the stream. Take care.